Hello. Today, with the news that the Nets might not want to re-sign Kyrie Irving, I have thought of some trades, and the first one is the Miami Heat. Um, I would also be including the Knicks and the Lakers. I just believe these are the three most likely destinations because they're big market teams with a couple pieces the Nets might want. I don't think Kyrie will just leave them in free agency because its options aren't that good. They're the Trailblazers, the Pistons, the Magic, Pistons. None of those teams Kyrie will want to go to. They're not championship contenders. They're not big cities. So I think the most realistic is to the Heat. This would include Kyrie Irving. I couldn't do this on NBA Trade Machine just because for some reason Kyrie Irving can't be traded because he's on a player option and it has to be a sign and trade. So I'm just gonna it's gonna be a sign and trade. So I'm gonna do it would be Kyrie to the Heat for Kyle Lowry would have to be in this deal, I believe. Trade to the Nets. And I think also PJ Tucker would go to the Nets along with Max Strus and maybe a first round pick. Now, this is pretty good value for a sign and trade. The Nets would have the starting lineup of Kyle Lowry, Max Strus, Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and a center. PJ Tucker off the bench, a couple other pieces, and then the Heat desperately need a score. So I think yeah, if you desperately need a score, Kyrie's one of the better options. And starting lineup of Kyrie Irving, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, probably Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. They have a little hole at the four, but that's not. You can fix that, and then Bam Adebayo. So I like that for the Heat. All right, next is gonna be between of course, Brooklyn Nets, and I think this is also likely. I think this would be fun too, be Nets and Lakers, and it would be a Kyrie Irving Russell Westbrook swap. So they'd be with their old teammates, and then the Lakers would probably have to add the two first round picks that they have, which I believe are pretty valuable just because you don't know how bad the Lakers are going to be. So I think it would just be a straight up Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving. And then the Nets would also get two first round picks. And if Russell Westbrook is bad, they have cap space, two first round picks. This year, it'd be kind of weird because Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons probably cannot play together. I think they're mostly doing it for the cap flexibility and the two picks. And for the Lakers, this would just be fun to watch. Kyrie and LeBron. And even the Nets, Russell Westbrook and KD back together. So this is a scenario I think I would like to see. All right, next is, I believe, a pretty realistic chance too. It would be between the Nets and Knicks. Knicks have a lot of pieces. I don't think they would give up Julius Randle just because I don't think the Nets would even want Julius Randle. He has a large contract, so I see this being, of course, Kyrie to the Knicks, and then Evan Fournier probably to the Nets, contract wise, it makes sense, and then they would have to add. I don't know if they maybe I'll add Derrick Rose to the Nets and maybe one young piece. I don't. They're not giving up RJ Barrett for Kyrie just because COVID stuff. He might resign. I don't think his value is as high as people believe it is. So I think it'll be Derrick Rose and Fournier, one first round pick, and then I don't know which young player. If the Nets can get Quinn Grimes, that would be a steal, but I don't think they're going to want to give him up. So maybe Cam Reddish or Obi Toppin, I'm thinking. I'm going to give him Cam Reddish. I like Cam Reddish too. So I think that's pretty fair value. Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, and a first round pick for Kyrie. The Knicks starting line would be about Kyrie, RJ, Julius, probably Mitchell Robinson, and maybe Quentin Grimes starts. I really think Quentin Grimes is really good. So I really like that trade. And then those are the three I was thinking of, and then maybe I'm gonna think of some dark horses real quick. The Timberwolves are a dark horse because I heard a couple of years ago he might have wanted to go there, but they don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. The Pelicans have some piece, and they might be some dark horses. Mm, maybe the Mavericks, maybe the Jazz, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be the Knicks, the Lakers, or the. Oh, I forgot one team, and I think this is one of the actually the most likely. The top four. It was the Knicks, the Heat, the Lakers, and the Clippers. This will be very fun because the Clippers can give the Nets some good role players. So it'd be Kyrie to the Clippers for Norman Powell. Um, Probably Luke Kennard, and then if they can get where's Reggie Jackson? Reggie Jackson. I think that's pretty solid value. That would add up to 30, 41 mil. If he signs his contract, it's probably going to be around 41 million, 36. And then I think the Clippers have to add a first in the future. So I really like that trade. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell me if you think these are good trades. Have a good one.